Okay, so now we're live on YouTube. And hello, YouTube. Camila Conte, this is an English immersion. We are students at TALKNTALK, and TALKNTALK is a conversation platform where you can achieve fluency, you can learn new languages. This immersion isn't a class, so if you're looking for classes, you can go to our website and check it out. We're going to talk about learning here today. And now I'm going to divide us into separate rooms so we can have a little more time to answer the questions and to chat, to talk about learning. I'm going to send you guys the questions here on the chat. And now we're going to go to different rooms. Just 1 second, please. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah, so now you're gonna go to the rooms and you can just go answering the questions. So the first one is to introduce yourselves. So let's do it now. Okay, so the first one is to introduce yourself and choose someone to do the same. So as I said before, I'm Camila Conte, I'm 27 years old. I live in São Paulo. I live with my parents and my baby girl. She is 4, so she's not a baby anymore, but she's always gonna be my baby. So I work as a software engineer for a delivery app, and I'm about to start college now, graduation, on the second semester of the year. So I'm really excited, and it's talking about learning is very important for me now because I'm gonna start again another process of learning some things and studying and etc. So I think this subject is going to be very, very nice to talk about today. And I think that's it for me. I like to watch series. I like to do Pilates, but I'm not doing Pilates because I discovered a leisure, I think it's leisure on my knee. So I stopped doing physical activities until I had the surgery. That's bad, but it's okay. It's life. And I think that's it. So I like to make air dry clay sculptures. It's something like these kind of things. So it's
Beautiful.
biscuit. It's biscuit, so it's also something that I do as a hobby, but I had to learn how to do that, and I do it while I'm working as a software engineer also. So yeah, that's it for me. It's very nice to meet you. So now, Malu, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, of course. Thank you, Camila. Nice to meet you. My name is Maria Luisa, but please call Malu. I'm here in TALKNTALK since the last year. I stay away for a long time, but I hope I'm back. I'm Brazilian, but I'm living in Portugal. There are almost 3 months now. I have a law degree, but I work as a product manager. So I migrated in the last year and I had to learn lots of things, and I'm currently always learning something brand new. I do not have many article stuffs, but I made this. I don't know if I can see. I learned how to do it. And it's one of the things that I would like to learn more. So I hope this year I start something with ceramics.
Very nice. It's amazing. I think ceramics it's probably harder than what I do because mine is dry, so you don't have to bake it and this kind of things. So I think it's a little bit easier, but the process is very, very difficult to get used to. Yeah. But it's great to meet you. And now, can you please introduce yourself, Diego?
All right. My name is Diego. I am 25 years old. I live in Belém, Pará, Belém of Pará State. I have a little cat. I like to practice sports, especially volleyball. I work as a software engineer, as you, Camila, and I like to listen to music, hang out with friends. Simple words, that's me.
Very nice. So we are all here in the same area, more or less. So
Yeah.
Malu is a PM. We're having a new PM in my team this week. Tomorrow we're gonna have a new PM on our team. So I'm really excited because we were looking forward to one. But I love listening to music also, and I loved playing volleyball. I used to hate exercising, but then with pandemics and stuff, I started playing volleyball here at the condo. So I liked it so much, and I just started liking exercising because of volleyball. It means a lot to me. So amazing knowing you guys here today. And now we can jump to the second question. So as I said, we're going to talk about learning, but we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. It's okay. We just have the topic to to have a base. So do you have plans to learn something new, and what are you planning on learning? So what about you, Diego?
All right. I don't have a plan to learn something new right now. For example, this month, and a few months ago was studying to learn something that I must use during my job here. So right now, I'm not planning or learning nothing new. I think about the next months, to be honest. But right now, I'm not studying or planning nothing.
Yeah, it's okay. It's nice also to just stop a few days or a few months to just relax
Yeah,
your head. Um,
I agree.
I th yeah, I think I've been spending a lot of time not focusing on studies. So now my focus for this year is to go back to college and to finish my graduation and this kind of things. But I also think it's important to have this break
Yeah,
because I was reading a book that was very technical, and then I had to stop and start a book that's really light and funny, so I could just, I don't know, unplug my mind and start to focus again on the other book
yeah.
that was
And
harder.
not get frustrated. I agree. I think.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I need to work on that because sometimes, especially working as a software engineer, we are constantly learning, and sometimes there are things that I have to learn that I have never even saw in my life
Yeah,
in front of me, and it's very hard, and I tend to get very frustrated and to just keep demanding so much about me. It's very hard. But yeah. So what about you, Malu? What are you planning on learning?
I have an infinite backlog of things to learn. So I am trying to organize it in a Notion, which I call as Stub Sprints. So each bi-weekly, I look at it and I think, okay, what should I prioritize right now? And I have lots of things, but that of it, I also have ceramics of one of my of things that I would like to learn, which is not technical, which is not for my work. It's just for personal stuff. Something that is not reading or trying a certification or something like that. So basically, I try to balance both. I'm always, as you said, reading something, but I always try to read, for example, something more technical and another book or text more light, and then try to put time on both and not to be always consuming technical content, then my mind will just explode.
Yeah, totally. It's sometimes it's very, I think, dense. I don't know how to say that, but it's very, our mind gets so heavy that you just have to do something to relax. So I like to watch series like How I Met Your Mother, The Office, this kind of series that's like a little comedy or I don't know, fewer episodes, smaller episodes. And so I can really stop my mind for a few seconds, for a few minutes. I think it's very important. And yeah, as I said, I'm starting college and I'm gonna learn a lot of things that I haven't used yet, like C#. I have no idea what is C#. I'm kidding, I know what it is, but I have never used it. So I'm gonna learn about it. It's gonna be very difficult, and also very difficult because I'm a mom. So I have to work, I have to take care of my house, and I have to study, and I have to take care of a kid. That's a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna learn things, but I think I'm gonna have to learn how to learn things again, because it's been a while. It's been, I think, 2 years since I last studied, focused on studies. So it's been a long time. But I love the Notion tip. I have Notion, but mine is a mess. My Notion is a mess. I try to organize it, but I don't have much patience for it. So it's a mess, and I think it's gonna be a mess forever.
My account is a mess too, but if I can give an additional tip, according to my necessities, then I started to reorganize it. So, for example, I was selling lots of furniture and house stuffs because I was moving. And then I took like 4 minutes and I just watched videos on YouTube. And then I basically learned how to organize all the things that I would like to sell in a Notion page. Then I could do something more organized. Then in another moment of my life, I would like to be more financial organized. I don't know.
Yeah.
Should I say this? And then I started to learning, focused on this kind of necessity. And now I have 21, 22, and 23 the years. And inside of it, I have the months. And then inside the months, I have all the financial organization.
Oh my
So
God.
basically, I have lots of folders that are a completely mess. But according to my necessities, I started to put a little bit of organization for some things that are really important. I would love, for example, have a folder with all the references that I have, but I'm not there. Maybe someday, maybe on vacation, something like that. I still do not have, but by now, for small necessities, then I started creating something again, and then getting more confidence. I don't know, with the tool, because you can do so many things in Notion that
Exactly.
sometimes we are a little bit lost. And getting some templates in the internet also help a lot. Then you don't need to build from zero. So maybe it can help.
You said that you were a little organized, like you have the years, you have the months. I think you're very organized, actually.
Yeah, she is.
That's amazing. I'm gonna get this tip and I'm gonna incorporate this to my life. So I'm gonna organize my Notion next week, not this week, because this week I have my daughter's birthday and I have to plan everything. So not this week, but next week I'm gonna start organizing my Notion SAP. S-A-A-E. Oh my God, I blanked. ASAP, okay. Okay, so Sorry. About the third question now. How does setting specific learning goals contribute to effective learning outcomes? So, the third question, could you start answering, Diego, please?
All right, of course. In my opinion, for example, setting goals for me, it's work. For example, I will study for 1 hour, and during this 1 hour, I will get some content, and I will stop in this 1 hour and try to practice what I learn. To make sure that I learn it and not just copy and paste what I'm watching in my screen, for example. This is what works for me. For example, I really like to study something and practice a lot. For example, I watch a lot of volleyball videos, how to spin. But if I was just in theory, I want to improve. For example, I need to practice it, and that's what works for me. And I think that works for almost everybody. We need to practice.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. I think when you set a goal, like you set about time, so you separate 1 hour so you can discover something and look at some things and study some things, and then you go practicing. And then we have also like when you set a goal, like I'm gonna study so I can, I don't know, migrate from my job. I want to start doing something else. So you have to set a goal. So I have 3 months to learn this kind of thing, this subject. And then when this 3 months, when it ends, I'm gonna start searching for a job. I don't know. We have lots of ways to set goals.
Yeah.
So we also have a goal that I have a goal when I think about studying. I have a goal that's not to go crazy. So I need to know my limits, and that's one of my goals. I have to find out what is my limit when I start college again. So I don't go crazy. And that's a goal. And your goal is also important. I used to do that with math. When I was at school, I used to read about the exercises and the subjects, the things about math and stuff. And then I did exercises so I could practice, because I was really bad at math. And I had to know how to learn that thing that I was horrible at. So I did that, and it was very helpful. So I learned, I passed the tests, I passed the vestibulares. I don't remember how to say that in English, but whatever. So yeah. And what about you, Malu? How does setting specific learning goals contribute to effective learning outcomes?
It's interesting because I was reading something during the weekend, and it makes me change a little bit how I think about it. So in general, I was always, or I am by now, looking for goals as a way to measure. But then I was reading about looking more for the process and less for the goal. Because then when you make learning a process and not a goal, the chances of being positive impacted for it is higher than looking for a goal that sometimes you're not achieving, or you achieve and then you stop it. So, and we are always learning different things, technical or not. So basically, I'm thinking a lot about it, because I'm trying to be more focused on the process of learning than the goal that I want to achieve learning something, especially considering that I have a infinite backlog of things to learn, and there are things that are not in my backlog. So for example, managing stakeholders. It's not in my backlog, but I'm always learning and improving it. So basically trying to look for the process. And if I do not stop 1 hour a week or a day to study, it doesn't mean that I'm not learning, so I can get some moments of my day, my life, that I can take some lessons, and it's an outcome of learning. So I don't know, just sharing a little bit that I have my goals in my Notion, but more than that, I'm trying not to focus just on that, on something that, okay, it's 100% technical. I want to know about low-code tools, APIs, and other things. I'm also trying to get these outcomes from my day, even if I can't stop 1 hour for study something. Because, for example, I'm reading something that it's nothing technical, but I can apply it in my work day, my daily basis, my work, my relationship, in my life,
Yeah, I think it's curious when you said that you are focused on the process of learning and not the goal itself to achieve it, because I think most of the knowledge that we have, most of the things that we have to learn about, it doesn't have an end. So it's constantly updating, it's constantly changing. So if you set a goal, like for me, I work with React Native. So if I set a goal to learn React Native, everything about React Native in 1 year, when I finish this 1 year, I'm going to have lots of things to learn about React Native again. So it doesn't have an end. I have to, when you focus on the process of learning, you can learn how to learn things better, how to learn things fast, and how to learn things that you already know about. So I think it's very, very smart what you said about the process of learning and not the goal of it. And it's very powerful, this line of thinking. I don't know how to say that, but yeah,
for example, I have a subject in my life that I'm trying to understand better for some years, I believe, and it never ends. It's called international transfers, because I work as a product manager, but related to privacy and data protection. So basically, it's something that I'm always looking for, and it's never enough, never ends. Yeah. So basically, I just need to understand, okay, now I'm 100% better on it than I was in the last week. Instead of, okay, I am a specialist on it. Okay, it's not going to happen, So just an example on how change the perspective, I believe, is good, because the opposite of it, I believe I do not have self-esteem enough to accommodate the subjects that I'm not going to be a specialist.
Yeah, I have a tendency to think like that. I don't plan to, when I migrated to software engineer, it wasn't my plan to become like a specialist, oh my God, everyone knows my name. I just want to be good at what I do. And I want my daughter to look at me and say, oh, my mom makes robots, something like that. And she's like, that's nice. That's very nice. My mom works with computers and this kind of things. It's more like something like that when I really like what I do, and I have a tool. I have something that is my nemesis that I love, but I also hate with all my heart. That's CSS. That's the cascading style sheet. What we use to, I don't know if you know, but it's what we use to make the interface of what we do on the internet, on mobile, look how they look. So a button on the app, we do that with CSS, So I love it. but I also hate it because it's very boring, and you fix something and then everything else falls apart and it's a complete mess. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm learning and I'm constantly learning, and one day I'm gonna be good at it. So now the fourth question is, do you use subjects that you've learned at school in your daily life? An example, Bhaskara or organic chemistry. So do you use it, Diego?
Not Bhaskara or organic chemistry, for example, but math operation. And for example, I use a lot, and interpretation of text is too important, and even for my job, for example. These are the kinds of subjects that I use that I learn at school in my daily life.
Yeah. I think instead in spite, is that right? I don't remember. Despite despite the basic math questions that I used calculator, because
Yeah,
come on, we are on 2023. Yeah,
yeah,
obviously I'm gonna use a calculator. But I think despite these basic math tests, math calculations, I don't know, I have never used in my life, and name this kind of things. I think I have never used the things that I've learned at school in my daily life. I think the only thing that I use that I learned at school, let me see. I think maybe about chemistry or physics, maybe, because sometimes you have to mix things on to do
yeah,
biscuit and this kind of thing.
yeah.
So we have to learn, oh, this dry clay is very hard. It's already very dry, so I have to make it a little loose, a little, how do I say that? I don't remember. How do I say molly? I don't remember how to say molly. That's a weird word, right? Let
Neither
me
I.
check. Sorry?
Neither I. Thank you. Here.
Molly em inglês. Ah, não, mas aí tá outra coisa.
I believe I have never used this word.
Oh my God. Molly. Molly. Molenga. Soft. Okay, that's soft. See, I like Portuguese. I love English, but I love Portuguese because in English you don't have like molly.
Yeah,
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 soft.
yeah.
So so I have to make the clay more soft, I don't know, whatever. And I have to learn to know a bit about chemistry, a little about physics sometimes here in my house. So I think that's that. But like Bhaskara or all of those insane things that we learned at school, that we spent 10 years of our lives, I don't know, 13 years of our life doing that, learning that. I've never used it. Have you, Malu? Have you used anything in your life?
I believe I'm using the first and second things that I learned in school as alphabetic things, but the most complex as the one you mentioned, I don't think so. I would love, but where, one specific thing that I just remember that sometimes I use is, for example, when I need to open an olives pot, and then I can't open, then I basically put warm water and then it expands and it's easier to open. That's it. It's something that I never forget and it's super helpful, but a part of it, I don't think if I use more complex things that I learned during the school.
Yeah, I think it would be better if we learn at school, like also we learn these things that we don't use, but I think it would be also nice to learn at school, like about financial things or I don't know, things that we can use on our daily life. So yeah, I miss this kind of things. I know in USA and another in other countries they have classes like that, so I think it would be good for us to have it also.
Or even
But
cookie the basics, you know, so rice,
yes,
something like
exactly.
that, beans would be great.
Yes, exactly. Um, we don't have like much appreciation for this kind of knowledge here in Brazil, and I think like I miss that a lot, and people miss that a lot. I think I'm gonna use these things that I learned at school when my daughter goes to I don't know how to say that. I think it's elementary school, ensino fundamental. I think when she gets there, I'm gonna use it because I'm gonna have to help her with her homework, and it's gonna be, oh my god, what? It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. I need reassurance. Oh god. And now the fifth question. Why are you learning English? And are you using English as you want it or need it to? So can you start, Diego?
All right. I'm learning English to get a better communication in my job. I work for a foreign company, so our entire communication is in English. So it's a necessity for me to learn English and to improve it. And I am using it as I wanted and as I needed. For example, as I said, I need to use it during all my day. So I using it like I wanted to. And that's why I'm learning English as well.
It's nice. It's good that you practice at your work and you practice when you're not at work, but it can be lighter. It can be more
Yeah,
fun. So yeah, it's a
yeah.
great way to learn English. Nice. And what about you, Malu? Why are you learning English? And you've already said that you are living in another country and this kind of thing. So in Porto, I know they speak Portuguese, but tell us sometimes, yeah. But tell us, why are you learning English, right? And if you're using it as you wanted or needed it, and how is it? How is this adaptation with import or whatever you want to share?
Okay, perfect. Well, when I came to Talk and Talk, my goal was to work for a global team or at least in a position that I could use my English. Then I achieved it. So by now I work with people from different countries every day. So I use it. I speak, I write, and I read all the time. But then after that, and moving to Portugal, we sometimes I think that here people just speaking Portuguese, but it's not true. So, for example, if I go to a coffee shop right now, I just can't order a coffee without my English. And then I realized that I have a super technical background because I'm using it a lot for my work, and sometimes I just forgot the most simple words, you know, the daily basis vocabulary. So basically, by now I'm trying to be more confident and in touch with the basics, as clothes, pieces, you know, food, this kind of thing, because I completely forgot. And okay, it's nice that I can use it in my work, but considering that I'm in another continent, it would be great. Any kind of conversation that's not related to work. So order coffee. We go sometimes in a whiskey bar because my husband loves whiskey. And there are always people from different countries there. And I don't know discuss about whiskey and the different kind of whiskeys in English. So I'm trying to get the basics, going back to basics.
That's amazing. I also have lots of trouble to remember a few words that are very basics, like soft. How could I remind that Molly is soft? I could never. So I miss lots of words from when I was very in the beginning of learning English, and it's very nice, but I don't use it very much on my work. I write code in English, but I don't have the tendency to speak in English, to read in English. Yeah, I do, because we have lots of documentation and things to read, but I am not used to talk in English or listen to people speaking in English at my job, and I think I missed this stuff. Um, that's one of the reasons why I chose to host here at Talk and Talk, because I wanted to practice English, but I didn't want to practice only technically. I wanted to do to have other conversations. So I went to the first I don't know how we call that, the happy hour, the first happy hour that we had. And it was amazing. We talked about technical stuff, we talked about series, we talked about tattoo. So it was very nice. And are you using English as you wanted or needed to? As I needed to, I am, because I needed English for my work, to read books, because I like to read books in English, also to just for myself. It's something that I wanted to do for myself. I wanted to learn how to speak in English and communicate in English, but not as I don't need to use English for anything else other than studies and sometimes at my job. So yeah. And also I'm teaching my daughter English, so it's nice for that too. It's very fun, very beautiful how she started. I don't know if you guys had that time when you are learning English and you just start making sentences that makes no sense, like ha Ralph, ha Ralph. She's at this stage, so it's very, very funny. She starts singing and ha Ralph, ha Ralph. It's very, very funny. So English helps me with this too. Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys her singing "We Don't Know About Bruno." I don't know if you've heard this song about Encanto, the Disney movie. I recommend it. It has a song that's "We Don't Talk About Bruno," and she sings it perfectly. It's amazing. Oh my God. But whatever. So I'm just changing the subject here. Sorry. It's just that it's gonna be her birthday, and I'm really excited, and I'm constantly talking about her this week. So yeah, sorry.
Just love it. Don't worry.
Great. So I forgot what we were at, the fifth question, right? Yes. So now, do you believe there are benefits of learning multiple languages from a young age? Oh my God, I didn't even saw this question here. And what are those benefits? So I'm gonna just start here because I already said I'm teaching her English because I think it's when we are little, it's very easy. It's easier for us to learn languages. So sometimes I speak with her in Spanish. I don't know much of Spanish, but I love RBD. So I know a little bit of Spanish and I talk to her sometimes, and English, because I think it's very important to learn English, and it's fun to see her trying to talk in English. So yeah, I think it's important, and I think the benefits are infinite. She can communicate, she can have a resume, she can travel. It has lots of benefits. So yeah. And what about you, Balu? What do you think?
I didn't start learning English when I was younger. So basically, I was almost in the college when I started. But I believe when you started younger, then you have access to other kind of knowledge that sometimes you do not have in your main, in our case, Portuguese, in our main language. So I believe other languages, they are basically about access, access traveling, access reading, access getting other kinds of knowledge. So I believe that's the main benefit.
Yeah, it's exactly what you said about access. I think it's all about have the access to do stuff. So English is the universal language. We all know about that, so it's very important. But I would like my daughter to know about French, to know a bit about German. Just she doesn't have to know everything and how to speak fluently all of these languages. But I think it's important to know at least the basics. So how to order some water, how to ask for information, I think that's it. And what about you, Diego?
All right. About me, there are a lot of benefits. For example, we can learn a new language, have fun, as you taught your little daughter. So, and about the benefits, it's open. You get a lot of opportunities. For example, when you know more than one language, in my opinion, even if it is Spanish, English, whatever. I think that are the points.
Yes. I think it's for everyone is important to know to know other languages, but I think as for kids, it also helps. Like I'm not a doctor, I'm not a neurosurgeon or whatever, but I know that it helps with neuroplasticities. If I'm not wrong, so I think for kids it's very important to know to get to know other different things. So as my daughter, she does judo, she does ballet at school. So it's not something, oh my God, super professional. It's just something that I want her to know so she can know what she likes to do, what she doesn't like to do. And with languages, with learning languages, I think it's also like that. She has to know, we have to know what languages we're more familiar with, we have more facility, I think, maybe. So yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna get everyone together now here at the main room. So let me close all the rooms now, so we can just chat a little bit about what happened. And I'm gonna send the survey also because I forgot the last immersion. Just a second, please. Where is it? Okay. Okay, so we only got to the sixth question because I think we enjoyed a lot of the conversation. I know I enjoyed it, so it's amazing to being here today, to know you guys. It's very nice, this network that we do here at Talk and Talk, and also on WhatsApp, on Instagram, on LinkedIn. If you guys want to talk to me, you can call me there. And so let's just wait for everyone to get back. Okay, 2 seconds now. Hello again, everybody. So how was it? How was the breakout rooms? No fights, no discussions, please. We're just talking about learning. It's okay. It's chilly.
The discussion only the main discussion is bolacha or biscoito.
Bolacha always. Bolacha always. Please respect me. Yeah, but it's bolacha. No, there's no way. There's no way. Okay, sorry. Okay, but so how was it? Did you guys talked a lot? Did you finish the questions? How was it?
I love this place because this subject today is very important because I started to learning about programming using Python. You know, I started few years ago, but I changed my language because I use 3D software, and this software uses Python. And I remember it's so hard learning programming, you know.
Yeah, I know that very well. I was just talking here at the main room. I was talking that I have a nemesis, that's CSS. That's what we use to style the mobile apps, the pages, whatever. So I love it, but I hate it because I think it's very confusing, and programming it's very hard. Learning in general, right?
But all peoples need to read a book about the data structures, you know.
Yes.
All persons need to learn about this. It's very important for your life.
Yeah,
but I am a speech therapist. I am a teacher. Read one time in your life.
Yeah, I also recommend people to read a book about logic, programming logic, because when you learn programming logic, you can solve lots of problems that has everything that has anything to do with programming. So, but you know how to solve these problems because of the logic that yes, Malu, right? It's on your list, your infinite list of things to learn. But it's amazing. I think it helps a lot, especially when we have to make fast decisions. You kind of follow a flow, a line. You follow a thinking flow, and you just solve the problem so much faster. So I recommend it a lot. So read a book about programming logics, and it's gonna be good for everybody.
It's a good book.
Oh, we can see it. It's on the wallpaper. Put it in front of your face. Maybe it helps.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Perfect. Recommendations.
I love this book.
Yeah,
It's very simple and easy, the explanation, you know?
Exactly. I think it's very important. And so guys, thank you so much. It's been great to be here today to talk about learning. I think it's very important for everybody. We are constantly learning. We are constantly discovering new things and trying new things. So it's very nice to exchange knowledge about learning, how people learn, what tips people have to share with us, and what we have to share with everybody. So it's very nice to have you guys here today. Sorry, I'm a little, I don't know how to say that, meio gaga hoje, talvez. Sorry. I sent the survey on the chat, and I hope you guys loved it. I hope you guys liked it. And if you didn't, please write on the survey so we can improve. I love feedback, so you can count on me. You can call me on WhatsApp, Telegram, whatever. And now we're gonna